Dun, da, 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 da. Approaches. Rescued Bobcat Mondovi. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. You're tuned into the Wildcat Sanctuary. In celebration of the fall season, we have hollowed out some pumpkins, put in some tasty Bobcat and Lynx treats for now Lynx Aria, who's joining the fun. Hey, Nor, happy Friday. Glad to have you with us. Let's see who else is here. Julie Hannon's watching. Howdy out there, Julie. Ellen Simmons, good Friday to you. Howdy, Beverly Lawrence. Look at that. Aria and Mondovi going right to work, mentioning that it wouldn't be fall at the Wildcat Sanctuary if we didn't start incorporating some pumpkins into our live posts. I'll zoom in here. That's a small little pumpkin with some holes drilled in it. We got some ground meat in there for both Aria and Mondovi to enjoy. And I can only imagine once they get the meat out of there, once they kind of puzzle it out, the pumpkins are going to make for a great toy. Welcome, Linda Kiner. Good morning to you. Kathy Ryan, hello. Right back at you. Glad to have you, Kathy. Hey, Cheryl Harden. Good morning. Good morning, Rosie P. It's Friday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I'm feeling the Friday mood. End of the week, everyone. Erica Thompson saying, yeah, pumpkin time. That is right. I'm a little surprised. Aria, who says, hey, there's some delicious treats in here for me to dig out. Mondovi, taking a little bit more of a stoic approach. Hanging out, waiting in the wings for his opportunity. We got 2 pumpkins there for you, Mr. Mondovi. Hey, Maria Vaughn, almost the weekend. You were right about that. Hoping everybody has some fun plans ahead. Fun plans, relaxing plans, productive plans. It is fall time. Maybe some leaf raking to get done. Maybe some, who knows what, putting your gardens to bed before winter. All those good fall chores. Hey, Toy Johnson. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Saying hello to the beautiful Aria and Mondovi. Karen with the pumpkin emojis. I see Casey Egan is here. Good afternoon, Amanda. Thanks for joining us today. And it feels good to be live here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Looking forward to a good old sanctuary stroll after we hang out with Aria and Mondovi for a little bit. Hey, Hanyata, hope you're having a good day. Glad to hear from you. Shauna Haji is here. Hey, Shauna. It is Friday. That is right, Belinda Dissinger. And we just layer on all the cat puns we can get here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. To my left, I have the paparazzi, P-A-W, paparazzi, Timber, one of your media interns. Getting through some comments here. I like thinking about it that way too, Kathy Ryan saying, Mondovi, such a gentleman, letting his lady have first turn. Very, very chivalrous of you, Mondovi. Very, very chivalrous. Hey, Jodine, thanks for joining us today. Hey, Maria P., happy Friday. Laura Reed tagging Lauren Elizabeth Lynn. Sue Buttons here saying hi to Timber as well. Hey, Carmen checking in from Puerto Rico. You can hear the lion singing in the background. My oh my, I have the sun kind of shining on me right now. We've had some cooler temps during the night, but still kind of during the days this week. It's been creeping up into some pretty pleasant weather, and it's been making for cheerfully what we describe here at the Wildcat Sanctuary as perfect cat weather. Kind of cool, crisp air, but a warm sun. So cats like Aria and Mondovi, pretty much all spectrum of our rescued residents, from our hybrid cats, our bobcats, our lynx, leopards, lions, tigers, they have all been soaking in that warm sun and that kind of cooler air. It just seems that it's just the perfect kind of cat comfort formula that's achieved with this weather we're having. Hey, Kelly Hart from Indianapolis. Let me see if I can get a better look at Miss Miss Aria hunching over her pumpkins here. Good morning, Susan Casano. Thanks for joining us today. Oh, and 50 stars right off the bat here. Very much appreciated. Holy cow, Kathy Ryan saying it was cooler in Oklahoma than it was in Sandstone. I can imagine that dry air gets pretty cold at night. Hey, Tia Calhoun from Michigan. A little shout out for Timber as well from Jeannie Curry. Wendy D saying, I so miss the Wildcats this week. Well, we're glad to be checking in with some of our rescued residents, Wendy. We're going to be going into a sanctuary stroll here. Aria is now, she says, you know what, I don't need to reach my paws in there. I'm just going to start picking up the pumpkin and kind of biting into it. So off Aria goes with her pumpkin. And I love how pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. And typically we're used to seeing maybe a big cat with a large pumpkin kind of marching away with it. Well, we just saw Eurasian lynx with a kind of smaller to medium-sized pumpkin marching away with it. Oh, and I haven't been able to go live since we've been able to share the groundbreaking news of the 4 rescued lion cubs from Ukraine that are set to be joining our Wild at Heart family. It was a busy day yesterday. Thankful that WCCO News and Channel 5 KSTP came up from Minneapolis to talk to Tammy and talk about kind of the process that's gone into organizing a rescue like this. As well as taking a look at the type of life that these cats could be living here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And speaking of pumpkins, we were down with Aurora and Alana, and those two received pumpkins, and got to show how sweet life is for a rescued lion living at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So I am just elated to be able to celebrate this type of special news with our followers here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and thank just how thankful we are here at TWS to have the type of supporting base who allows us to make allows us to say yes to cats in need, and to say that we're saying yes to 4 cats in need that are all the way across in a different country, on a different continent. That's a big achievement. Look at this, Danielle. Z saying, I still laugh to myself when I think about the live video where Judson turned around the corner and Mondovi was between the den box and the fence trying to play with Aria, who was on the den box. So, of course, mischievous Mr. Mondovi thinks that there's just enough room right here where he can reach up and paw at Miss Aria, who was sitting up on the den box. It is pretty frequent to see Mondovi be a little bit too extroverted sometimes, and of course Aria is a saint. She just kind of sits back and relaxes and lets him be the goofball that he really is. What do we think, Miss Aria? She says, I'm just going to crack this open a little bit more. I bet there's still some tasty meats in there. I'm looking around for Mr. Mondovi. Maybe him and Aria had a wild night last night. Lots of lion love in the comments. Yeah, Ellen Simmons, so do we. Hope the permit process goes smoothly and quickly. As with us. And that's something that Tammy is obviously going to be kind of following daily, hourly, even by the minute, as kind of hands-on as this rescue process has been, and that's certainly something we're going to be keeping everyone updated on as much as we can. Bree MacArthur saying, you're good at keeping secrets, Judson, with the rescued lions, and We don't like keeping secrets. I wouldn't say they're secrets. Obviously we just want to wait until it's appropriate to share the news, and kind of once things are coming into more kind of I want to say finalized, but crystallizing a little bit more and coming into fruition. Good morning, Faith Warner. Always awesome to have you. Looks like you're sharing some of that sun with us here from sunny Wellington, Florida. Kathy Sutton here as well. What do you say, Miss Mondo or Miss Aria? I think we're going to keep shaking and moving. And when I was double checking the locks on Aria and Mondovi and confirming that they were inside, I saw Fiona hanging out inside. We'll still go over and take a left and see if we can see Bruno. Maybe Fiona's joined him outside as well. Well, there you are, Mr. Mondovi. I didn't even see you over there. All right, goofballs. Glad we got a little pumpkin time in. Looks like Timber's getting some pumpkin photos. Sounds like it. I can hear that shutter clicking away. Hey, look at that. Kathy Barton tagging someone who's maybe joined us for a sanctuary stroll. Donna Keller. Welcome, Donna. Saying this is Judson leading a sanctuary stroll at the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. That is correct. Give them a look-see. You'll love them. Well, Donna, if you're out there, we're glad to have you. And this is exactly right. We are on a sanctuary stroll, touring around and showing off all that our faithful supporters make possible for our rescued residents. And I absolutely love these sanctuary strolls because it's basically a celebration of what we get to make possible as a team and as a family here at TWS. Okay, of course, right as I think Mondovi knows me more than any other cat here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's typically whenever, say, I'm going to be kind of wrapping up and leaving and moving on, Mondovi is now taken to his pumpkin. So let's go over and get another look at Mr. Mondovi here. I'll get into the comments here. Someone asking about the seeds, and so we kind of take out the guts, if you will, seeds included in some of that, some of the stem, or we remove the stem, excuse me, and then some of the pulp. That's the word I was looking for, Mondovi. And pumpkin, actually, even if Mondovi wants to bury some of the ground meat that's fallen out of his pumpkin. And even if Aria were to ingest a little bit of that pumpkin, this is just regular old pumpkin. We actually use pumpkin to help if we have cats who aren't having regular bowel movements. Usually pumpkin can help out with that. It's got a lot of good fiber in it, natural fiber. Yeah, and tragic indeed. Someone pointing out that it's tragic that it's taken war for people to stop breeding and trading these wild beauties. And definitely I think it's a revelation in that sense. I think it's also a revelation in the sense of we talk about the captive wildlife crisis here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And think about how many young cats that we've been home to here at TWS as well, Dash, now Nova, and how the captive wildlife crisis, this is a global issue. There's a global demand for these cats on the black market, and a global demand for them to be exploited or worse. And it's unfortunate. Looks like Mondovi's going to stalk Aria over here. And definitely unfortunate, and just another thing to kind of take away from this situation is just the global affliction of these wildcats in need, and just how many are in need of help. Maybe he does want to save it for later. says, I'm going to go over here. I thought you were going to stalk and pounce on Miss Aria, but I think we will keep on shaking and moving. Sherry V saying, I'm late. Good morning. Glad to have you, Sherry. It's a wonderful Friday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I do see Sky. Try not to get my shadow. She says, well, Mr. Mondovi, I'd be a little bit more intense about that pumpkin. We've got some more pumpkins to give out here, Miss Celine, or Sky rather. Got some smaller size pumpkins, because truthfully, I love seeing the little cats. They have an absolute blast with them, because the pumpkin kind of makes the perfect toy. It's oblong. It's kind of got a weird weight to it. It's got some mass, so when they start knocking it around, it goes. And I know that you all can probably think of Link's Beauty. That's who I think of when I think of those smaller pumpkins. I think we've done 1 or 2 live posts with her where she has pretty much looked like Wayne Gretzky out there knocking around her pumpkin like a hockey puck. I just want to look into Bruno and Fiona's habitat to see if I see. Bruno, I'll tell you what, is a stalker. So oftentimes Bruno has his eyes on me before I've seen him. I'm just going to walk a little bit farther up. He might be under his willow tree. He might be in his tube. Bruno's got a couple favorite hangout spots. Or, of course, he might be cuddled up with Fiona inside. Yeah, Lynn K pointing out, I love all the heroes, truly heroes, who stayed behind to save the animals in Ukraine. And I think that's truthfully where the biggest kind of commendation should go, is with the first-hand rescuers who are there despite all the things that's happening to their loved ones, their family, to their country, that they're able to galvanize together and understand that these animals are in need, and that they're going to make sure that they do what they need to do to get them to sanctuary. So we could not agree more with that sentiment, Lynn. And there's just an incredible amount of thank you and praise to be given to those people for the sacrifices that they've been making. Yeah. I would ask for a chuff of thanks, Mr. Benson, but he says, I'm a bobcat. I don't chuff. I don't chuff, he says. Kind of the witching hour for a lot of the cats here, looking at me like, hey, you're not a caretaker. Why don't you have a bucket of food with you? I can hear a UTV pulling over to the Welcome Center, and he's looking all the way over there as opposed to looking at me. But that's okay, Mr. Benson. Oh, alrighty. See if maybe Athena and Enzo are out. Get back into the comments too. Yeah, Athena's got a favorite little sun patch. And I can always find you over here in this little sun patch, pretty lady. So as we were kind of talking about the lions and just how some of our rescues end up here at the Wildcat Sanctuary as rescues. Here's Athena, we've seen Aria, we've seen Mondovi, with all 3 of those cats coming from being kept as pets. Mondovi was found actually on an unrelated police were responding to an unrelated call and found a bobcat on the crime scene who was being kept as a pet. Athena was privately owned as with lynx Aria, Eurasian lynx, someone thinking that a Eurasian lynx would make a proper pet. And that is distributed as far up to some of our big cats. We have lions and tigers who have come from private hands. And this is, again, happening in the United States, and we're able to see kind of the scope of it by understanding that this is not only happening in Ukraine, but globally. I know that Tammy's talked about the rampant lion trade happening in South Africa, which is a problem unto itself. Tracy F. The cats are saying, Judson, you've been here a long time. You know you're meant to have treats. Well, I know, Miss Athena. I try my best. I have the smaller cat treats. At least the hybrids know that I'm gonna spoil them rotten when I'm around with treats. Kind of just glancing over at some of Bobcat Claude's favorite hangout spots. He must be hanging out in his indoor bedroom. Maybe go and see what the cheetahs are doing. Just a quick forewarning. Sometimes the service can get a little funky over by the cheetahs, but I'm hoping it doesn't get fun enjoying ourselves. But if you're just joining us, welcome everybody. Happy to have everybody along on this lovely Friday. You can see that sky is blue, the sun is warm, and we've been visiting with a handful of our rescued residents. Kicked off the day with Aria and Mondovi puzzling some food out of some small pumpkins we had kind of made into puzzle toys for them. Ooh, man. Oh, man. Holy banana nut muffin on a Sunday morning, baby Jenga. That was quite the drop. I hear you, Mr. Bogey. That was quite the drop. Welcome back, everyone. Quickly got back up to 100 folks. Sorry about that. Man, quite the drop. Unfortunately, I did predict it a little bit, going by the cheetah boys there. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry we didn't get a dose of cheetahs on today's live. Otherwise, we probably would have completely lost connection. Yeah, long interruption, says Lauren Elizabeth Lynn. You're right about that, unfortunately. I'm going to go walk over and see if Aurora and Alana are tooling around with any pumpkins that they have left over. I do see a UTV in front of their yard, so perhaps... Oh, I'll hang out with the cougars, so perhaps they're inside. Alright. Ellen Simmons, you had to close out, then come back. Oof, we made it back indeed, though. We're back. We are back. Tanya says she's still here. We were getting our flapjacks flipped by Facebook there. Sorry, everybody. Worth every hiccup, says Faith. So, I see Langley walking by us. That's Noah sitting up on the platform. And if you look in between some of the legs of the platform, you'll see a little cougar head, and that is Cougar Denoma. And Noah, who's a little kind of gregarious and social, I'm expecting him to walk over and say hi to us. He says, I see people over there. Let's go see what they're doing. Or maybe I hear a UTV stirring around, and that's why I'm getting up. Jeannie Curry, who did I miss? Truthfully, you didn't miss anybody. I was completely out of service until I pretty much got around the corner, so we didn't miss anyone. We missed out on hanging out with the cheetahs because we dropped, but we are back here with the 5 Wild, and kind of a different cross-section of our rescued residents. The 5 Wild are wild-born cougars, and that after being orphaned for one reason or another, they were not allowed to be rehabbed and released back into the wild. And when we say we're a last chance rescue for wildcats in need, that truly is the last chance for these wildcats, or wild-born wildcats like cougars. Langley's cruising around. Denoma, he says, I'm hanging out on my mound. And I'll tell you what, I know we talk about a lot of the kind of features that make up a habitat, and Denoma's on one of my favorite features. A little bit more of a subtle feature, but it is a mound. We make mounds in the habitat, and just a little bit of added elevation. You guys know cats, they love that. And it might not be as high as their perch or platform that you see next to him, but it's kind of got, you know, that earthy feel, obviously, and the mounds are big hits among the cats. So I can see Denoma sitting on a mound over there, and then they also have a mound right over there, Mr. Noah. Good morning. Thank you. Is Langley going to give us a drive-by good morning? There's Langley showing off how she can head into her bedroom and cozy up whenever she likes. Hey there, Mr. Noah. Yeah. And then the cougar. I love the kind of endearing cougar grumbles that they offer to each other. Fun, fun, fun. Alrighty. The cheetahs do have a mound, Hinata. They do. And they do enjoy their mound. I tell you what. They like that mound. They have another little kind of favorite hangout spot inside of the trees, kind of in the middle of their habitat. And then, of course, we know that they love their manger. So let's see here. I think I see either Leo or Mansa lazing around. So we'll go over and check in with those two. And then I think we'll wrap things up for the morning. Wrap it up for the morning. Love the cougar grumbles, don't we all? Oh, Daria, we do too. We were talking about Mr. Andre the other day. Daria pointing out, I miss my Andre. I love these three, especially new sponsor boy Denoma. And that's great that you were able to take Mr. Denoma under your wing. And we were talking about Andre yesterday because Blaze, the cougar, he had a dental exam. It would have been a few weeks ago now, about a month ago. And he's now kind of sporting a similar kind of Andre lip, that Elvis lip. And so we definitely get flashes of Andre when we see Blaze, the cougar, now.